What up, my people? It's your boy Freelancer here. I just thought I'd do a video because there was this competition that came out recently from Hip Hop Universe with the top 1,024 best rappers of all time. It's a really interesting list, and I do gotta commend Hip Hop Universe for doing the video and doing the whole series. It's really interesting, and especially when you think about not only just who won, which is Eminem, and also think about what people how people think about rappers and my issue with how people like hip hop universe, for example, and especially Eminem stands more so in fact than hip hop universe think about rapping in general, because I feel like that there's so much to rapping and to hip hop in general that it kind of gets overlooked and other things get overrated, uh, which, in my opinion, it has very little impact or relevant to the music, right? And this is my main point about what I'm trying to do with this video. So Eminem won the competition, which isn't really much of a surprise because Eminem is one of the biggest rappers. He's the most financially successful rapper ever. So a lot of people's introduction to hip hop, my introduction to rapping in general. And he does do things really well. He does have like that whole multi-syllable thing down to a T, and he also can rap really quick. But outside of those two things, it's like, what does he really bring to the table? And those two things really don't make your song good, right? And this is the most important thing by a long shot, is catalog. Now, what do I think of Eminem's catalog? I think his catalog is actually pretty good. I actually like him more than someone like Atoshi Atiye who doesn't. I think Eminem is a good rapper for sure. Now, do I think Eminem is up there with Nas? When he beat Nas, that's when I thought in that Hip Hop Universe competition, I was like, what? And then he beat Jay. What? And then he beat Tupac. What? Like, it's silly to me. Like, I just don't. If you think Eminem has a better catalog than those three rappers, I just gotta question your taste entirely. But Eminem's catalog from 1990 to 2002 was pretty good. I think he had a decent run. Now, it's not like Nas or Jay or whatever, but I think it was pretty good, right? Like, especially some Shady OP. That's my favorite Eminem album. I feel like his vocal delivery was the best on that. I felt like the beats were overall the best on that. And I also feel like his it just made more sense. Like, he approached the songs with the most forethought, in my opinion, and the more, just more songs that go back to it the most, like Rock Bottom, which is probably Eminem's most heartfelt song to me, at least. You also got, the Role Models and Guilty Conscience off on records. The track with the woman singing about drugs, that was a good record. And Bad Meets Evil was a nice record too. And in '99 as well, you also had great features with Missy Elliott, with obviously a few off 2001. You also had the Any Man record off the Sound Bombing 2 with Rockers Records. That was a good song. I think Beat Man was the beat in that one. That was a good beat. And then in the 2000s, early 2000s, you got Marshall Mathers LP. Again, and the thing with some Shady LP I want to quickly touch on. While I like the album, it's not Illmatic, right? Like, people need to understand this. Like, and some of the songs like Guilty Conscience, I think Guilty Conscience is dope. I think it's a lot more playful than a song like Damien, for example, or Give Me the Loot by Biggie or Damien by DMX. But it's still in that same vein, so I can't really give him credit for being, wow, no one's ever thought this before. Like, other people have thought of these things before, right? Like, it's not that out there. I'll say Stan is probably his most original in that regards, right? Um, and sure, I'll give him Stan. I like and Remember Me off Marshmallows LP. That's a good, and the rest of the album isn't like whack, but it's not great. It's just kind of, it's okay. It's whatever. And then you got the Eminem Show, which again, Till I Collapse, that's the best song on it. It's kind of a rap rock song. It's got a We Will Rock You groove. And Superman had the best beat, and I like the chorus, but I have issues with that song, which I'll get into when I'm talking more about things I don't like about Eminem. And now after 2002, Lose Yourself Again is okay, but Renegade, that's a good song with Jay-Z. Not the best song off Blueprint, in my opinion, especially not beat-wise, but I liked Eminem. I liked his whole freedom of speech stuff. That's one of the few content things they left out, which I actually really liked and agreed with and felt like it worked. And it sounded quite confident, right? And then you also have after 2002, his career took such a nosedive. Like, people talk about Nostradamus being like such a low point for Nas, for example, but it's like Nostradamus at least has like Project Windows and Come Get Me. Those are good records, right? Yeah, the album isn't great, but those are good records, right? You know what I mean? Like, on Encore, what's he got? Like Toy Soldiers, but that beat is so man. I mean, the content is cool, but the beat, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? The chorus is corny. You know what I mean? Mockingbird, it's corny. Like, it just, these songs don't really hit. You know what I mean? Like Yellow Brick Road, I guess. But they're so, like, the low points are so bad. So bad. And then you also have Relapse, where he has a stupid accent on every song. Now I'm going to get to the negatives, right? And the negatives. So his catalog is so spotty. It's so spotty. And catalog is the most important thing when we're talking about rappers. How many good songs do they have, and how good are those good songs, right? So, for example, I mentioned all the songs mentioned before, like Till I Collapse. I like Till I Collapse. Is that a better song than Made You Look by Nas? Is that a better song than DMX's Rough Riders Anthem? Is that a better song than Smooth Hustle Broken Language? Is that a better song than Camplo Coolie High? Is that a better song than Snoop Dogg, Drop It Like It's Hot or whatever, right? Just to name a few. No, I just don't. I don't buy it, like, because it's not really hip hop. It's rap rock, right? And now the best argument an Eminem fan can make from now is by saying, well, it's not about it's about rappers, not hip hop artists, right? And I understand that, but the fundamental problems I have with Eminem's music isn't just that it's not hip hop. It's more pop rap and rap rock most of the time, even on his best stuff like the Eminem Show, like Marshmallows LP, and some Shady LP, like My Name is a pop rap record, right? And then you also have and after Relapse, like, okay, Welcome to Hell's a good record with Havoc Beat from Hell the Sequel Project with Royce. That's a really good record. I actually think Royce, they're both great on that song, and I like his flow. It was that aggressive flow, and it's one of the few times it's worked. Outside of that, and a couple other songs are okay for that project. Marshmallows LP2, I guess Evil Twin is okay, but even then has some corny lines like "You have no remote chance to control me." Like, okay, whatever. And Groundhog Day, it's okay. And then you also have I don't know, Lucky You with Join Us, it's alright. But my problem with Eminem's music, the main problem is what I just said, is the production. Even on his best stuff, I've said this a bunch of times in this video already, it's not hip hop, it's hybrid music 99% of the time. And then 1% of the time when it is hip hop, like Superman, he does things that fuck it up. Like, I'm not one of these guys that says, oh, you have to have a message in your music. No, but you have to sound confident, right? I don't care if you're doing ad-libbing the whole song. You gotta sound confident. You gotta make it work. You gotta make what you're trying to do, make it work. Fit a pocket in the song. On Superman, his flow was all right. I like the chorus, kind of. It's a little bit, but it works. It works. But the content is so bad. Like, he's whinging about not fucking Mariah Carey. Who does that? That's like me doing a song, I got rejected by someone. I'm putting it on a song about how I'm a player. Right. Or that you fucked and she's denying it. Why would you put that on a song? Why? Like what planet is that? Is that hip hop? Like say we want. I like Big L, for example. Right. Now people say, well, Big L says stupid, even worse things than that, obviously. Right. And so is Eminem. But Big L says horrible things all the time. Right, in his music. But Big L sounded confident. He didn't sound whingy, right? If you're going to be like that, sound confident. And he just doesn't sound confident to me. He sounds so insecure. And it's so hip hop to me. It's like, you got to be confident. You got to be brave. You got to be, not, like on The Way I Am, where he's like, I can't take a shit without a fan standing by it. Like, well, go to another toilet. Like, I don't care. These are such whingy problems, right? That and a lot of his music is like that. Like the whole of Revival was that. Kamikaze, most of the content was that. It was like my last album sucked. My last album was great. Like, who cares? Who cares, right? And and this is a major problem with his music, because most of his music is like that. And some Shady OP kind of worked because he was kind of goofy, playful, so it kind of worked because that's actually more confident than like The Way I Am, in my opinion. And The Way I Am, that beat is just gangster. It's emo Mario trying to be gangster, right? That's that beat. It's not that great, right? And then on top of that, another major problem with Eminem's music is his choruses. His choruses on 99% of the songs suck. Like Till I Collapse was good. Stand was good, but the Dido feature, okay. Like on Welcome to Hell, that's one of my favorite Eminem songs over the past 10 years, right? No, past 20 years. It's probably my favorite. It's my favorite Eminem song, and there's no chorus. That's why it's my favorite Eminem song, right? His choruses suck. It's so even on Marshmallow P, like they weren't like gonna kill you. You da, 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 da. It's the same chorus and like 90% of the songs are very similar to that, and it's just so it just doesn't work in my opinion, right? And then you got yeah, so and this is my problem with Eminem. It isn't even like that because at the end of the day, right? I could say a similar thing about like Pharoah Monch, but Pharoah Monch, no one's really saying he's the best rapper ever outside of hardcore Pharoah Monch fans, and there aren't that many hardcore Pharoah Monch fans, right? But Pharoah Monch, like I'll put Simon Says probably over any Eminem song, right? Or a couple songs of Organized Confusion, right? And I feel like he's really dope, right? He's got some really dope stuff for sure, and the second and Stress is about on par, if not slightly better than some Shady LP, for example, right? Um, so again, it's like, how's this guy? You know what I mean? It's like people rate Eminem fans. They rate things that just don't matter that much. Like Rhymes and Rhymes is not that hard to do. People have done it before Eminem. People have done it during Eminem and since Eminem. Like Logic does it. Who listens to Logic, right? Who listens to like Joyner Lucas? Who listens to Joyner Lucas? Like these guys don't get paid anywhere, right? I've worked loads of been to loads of clubs. Well, I know I might not be out here balling like that, but but I do go. I've been places. No one listens to Logic. No one listens to Joyner Lucas outside of very few, outside of Eminem stands, right? And these people don't usually go out, right? And then on top of that, you know, it's just, yeah, man. I just gotta get this off my chest, man. Yeah, and it's like Eminem's music. It's and the way people rate this whole lyrical miracle stuff. It's just not that original. It's not that hard to do, right? It's really not that hard, right? What is hard is coming out with a new sound, a new style, and doing it in a way that's interesting, compelling. And if it next other rappers, they incorporate those other things into it, right? And that's how I feel, man. And the other things that were factored into that top 1,000 rappers from Hip Hop Universe that didn't make any sense to me was vocabulary. Like, what? As long as it's not like really rudimentary, like, okay, if you don't like Playboy Carti, that's cool. I like him, but again, I wouldn't put him in a top 100 list. I would say Eminem's better than Playboy Carti, but I'm not delusional like that. But at the same time, if you don't like him, that's cool. But to say that, Aesop Rock is better than Nas because Aesop Rock has better vocabulary is just silly, right? Or to even factor that in is just silly because Aesop Rock has like two songs that I think are okay, right? Like that's it. And I've listened to his whole catalog multiple times, right? It's not that it's you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter vocabulary. And multis don't matter that much either. But I mean, it does sound nice sometimes, but the song's gotta be good first, right? And this is the problem. Most Eminem fans, they don't give a fuck about the song. They don't give a fuck about hip hop. And then all they do is they count how many rhymes there are. And I'm like, there's so much more to hip hop than that. There's so much more to hip hop than that. And you're holding the genre back by promoting this stuff. And to say that Eminem is better than Jay-Z, Nas, and Tupac is just ridiculous. Right, and I just gotta call that. Even saying he's better than Black Thought is a bit, I mean, I'm not the biggest Black Thought fan either, but at least Black Thought, he doesn't rap about getting rejected by Mariah Carey. So I gotta call Eminem on that. And yeah, man, yeah. So that's just my thoughts. Again, I think Eminem's a good rapper. I think he really is up there in the top like 100-ish era of me personally. And if he's your favorite rapper, that's cool. But to say that he's better than Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, what? Like, you got to have a good reason, and don't just tell me he has more rhymes than rhymes. That just doesn't matter to me. And to say that that's the key point is just missing the whole point of a genre. The whole point of a genre is having your own sound, having your own style, and making it work. Right? Jay Z did that with the Blueprint. He did that. He kind of. I mean, I know he's not the first mafioso rapper with Reasonable Doubt, but he dropped a really good album, Reasonable Doubt. He hopped onto that Swizz sound and made it his own on Volume 2 and Timbaland and and then Kanye West and Just Blaze put them on the map. There's great stuff on Neptunes. This is rudimentary stuff. You should know this, right? I just want to get my voice out there because I just got to call it when I call it. But shout out to the Hip Hop Universe because he's really knowledgeable in hip hop. And I don't want to sound like I hate the guy because I don't. I think he's really good at what he does. But, hey, peace.